Hey Bubble family, welcome back to the channel. So, as always, well not as always, but I will try and remember to put the timestamp in. But I'm learning because someone, my lovely kind subscriber explained to me how I can put it in the description box as well. So you can click on it, I believe, and it takes you straight to past the waffle if you don't want to watch or listen to the waffle. But usually it's kind of after my intro. So, you know, you have my little tea and therapy intro. Usually that's when I stop the waffle. So if, you know, so if I ever do forget, you just go past that and that will be when the waffle stops and what I'm going to be talking about starts. I'm asking you guys to bear with me today. I've not felt very well, and every now and again I get quite bad migraines. I haven't had one in a while, which is surprising considering how humid it's been. But the night before last, I kind of felt like I had like a niggly. And it didn't develop into anything, so I was like, oh, okay, but it was enough to kind of sort of keep me waking up every now and again. But last night, boy, gosh, you know, 4 o'clock in the morning, I woke up and it was pretty bad. So I'm very tired. So thankfully, I'm able to work. But as the kind of day has progressed, where I've found the space to do the video, it's like I can just feel it niggling and in the background. And I do have stuff that I take, which it never fully goes away. It takes the edge off, but it kind of takes me off my game a little bit. So please bear with me. So I'm not going to talk about what I was going to talk about, because I was going to do the video today and tomorrow where I was going to talk about Harry. But last night when I was doing some sort of research, I was like, oh, there's actually quite a lot. So I think, because obviously I do the live with Trev tomorrow at 7 p.m. So please join us if you have nothing better to do. And then of course I come on today and I saw a lot of the sort of like media footage about Meghan again, you know, weighing in on, you know, I feel so kind of, I just wish that she would stop using the royal kind of connection to weigh in on things for her own agenda. So that obviously, as you know, that is going to be what I'm going to be talking about. So if you want to join in and listen to my perspective, it's not going to be a long one today, guys. Now, I've seen in the comments that somebody's asked if I could do a video on anger, so I will be doing those things as well. I just sadly, you know, I recognize that they do not get as many views, and I'm not sure why. You know, given the fact that my channel is growing, I mean, I know that they're kind of specific, like when I do they did the video on grief, but it's, you know, it's not even hit 1,000 views. And I don't know whether this is to do with the YouTube algorithm or there's just not any interest. I don't know, because obviously, you know, I do look at other therapists on YouTube, and, you know, I don't know whether they've been going for a lot longer, or maybe because they are more specific to therapy and mine's a little bit more varied. You know, so I don't know, you know, if you guys have any thoughts on perhaps if there's anything I can do to improve that, because I don't always want to be talking about Harry and Meghan. But sadly, that, you know, to get the channel growing, it feels like that is the topic that everyone wants to hear about. And so you're kind of balancing out, you know, what I would like to do and then what I want for the channel, because obviously, like I've spoken about, the more the channel grows, the more I can continue to work with people that struggle financially to get therapy, because that's the aim of the channel and it's always going to be that. But obviously for that to happen, for me be able to be able to afford to do that, the channel's got to grow, you know, and it is. But the therapy related videos, I mean, even the one on Ezra Miller, it just doesn't bring in those views. So then you're kind of, well, I'm kind of left with, okay, so, you know, what do my subscribers want? And it's, some of you are like, you know, sick to death of Harry and Meghan, but the majority of you kind of like want that more in-depth. So you're trying to please everybody, and it's not easy, believe you me. So, you know, I think I just have to do this balancing act of sometimes, you know, like once a week do a therapy related one, you know, do the stuff that you guys want, and then just do the other little things as well, just to create that varied, hopefully that is, you know, it makes everyone happy. Even as I'm sitting here, I can feel, it's not even so much that it's like I'm hot, it's like I can feel, it's like because I can, my head's not great, it's like it's like almost like making me come out in a sweat, because I can just feel it. So yeah, so not as fun today. I'm sorry guys, I'm a little bit kind of under the weather today, but thank you to everyone who sent me some lovely comments regarding Arthur. My Pippi is sleeping on my bed at the moment. But yeah, so you know what to do by now, guys. Grab that drink of choice, whether it be tea, whether it be coffee. Today mine is pink grapefruit, because I do love a pink grapefruit. Whether it be cranberry juice, or whether it is a refreshing pear cider, whether it is a glass of lager, maybe, or maybe you like a dark ale. I don't know. You know, because as we know, it is 5 o'clock somewhere. So grab that drink and let's dive right in. So, bubbles, welcome to this video. Waffle over, and so of course I have, as a human being, I have opinions. We know this, obviously, we all do. But I recognize that sometimes on this channel, you know, you guys, you know, especially when there's like political things or things in whether it be my country or another country, you don't always want to hear about that, because you want to escape from just the stuff that's kind of going on in the world. And I absolutely get that, because believe you me, I utilize YouTube in the same way. You know, it's you know, I might go on and just watch, you know, something on Amazon Prime or you know, on YouTube, you know, or wherever, you know, just to kind of, because it feels like there's so much negativity in the world. And of course, you know, I don't live under a rock, so of course I know that obviously what's going on in the world in regards to the Roe versus Wade. And I really hope I've said that correctly. Is it Wade versus Roe or Roe versus Wade? I'm not sure if it matters, but I don't want to be disrespectful to anyone. And obviously, because this is in America, I tend to stay away from anything that is around that. Because on this channel, I'm aware, you know, like that's, you know, when people talk about perhaps, you know, Biden or Trump or stuff like that, I stay away from that, because firstly, I care very much about my subscribers, and I know that my subscribers, you know, they come in all from all walks of life, and they have these varying opinions, and I do not want anyone to feel upset by something that I am talking about. Now, that's not to say that I'm responsible for that, but I'm aware of it. And I think, especially given my background of being a therapist, I don't want to be part of consciously doing or saying something that's so emotive that creates upset. But of course, a certain someone doesn't care about that, and again is using her status, even though she wanted to walk away from it, even though she didn't want to be part of it, but still wants to utilize that in a country that doesn't recognize royalty. So she uses her titles. It's not that she just comes in as Meghan Markle. She comes in as Meghan Markle, but she has to get that Duchess of Sussex in. And I just don't, first and foremost, I don't actually understand why a lot of the American media seem to keep saying this when you fought really hard to come away from royal, the royal side of things. And she's not famous for anything else, because if this was just Meghan in suits, I'm pretty sure she wouldn't have gone to Uvalde in Texas. She wouldn't have kind of been doing the things that she's doing. And she most certainly probably wouldn't have spoken out about this. She might have done something on her TIG blog, but it wouldn't have been this kind of national or international news. And so she's utilizing her status that, she crows about how awful the royal family were, but every opportunity she gets, she wants to still act like she's part of it. And so kind of has this interview with Gloria Steinem, who apparently they're friends. Yeah, okay. I feel like they actually use each other, because I think in the last interview, Gloria Steinem had a film coming out, I believe, or was it a book or something? So she utilised Meghan, and of course Meghan just utilises anyone she could possibly, hop onto. And of course there's another bandwagon. The Uvalde, Texas situation, which was absolutely abhorrent and disgusting in my eyes, that she would actually utilise that. And of course her fan base are kind of like, why is she being critiqued for caring? This isn't caring, she turned up there as a private citizen. No, she didn't. She turned up there with her bodyguards. She was getting photographed. She had either a cameraman or someone. She came in a private jet. A lot of the people that were mourning, that were standing there, were kind of ushered out of the way just so that she could have her moment. And no offense, but people were still wearing masks. If you wanted to go as a private citizen when no one would have seen you, you could have donned a baseball cap, you're in your jeans and t-shirt with a mask, and probably no one would have batted an eyelid at you, to be fair. Eyelid? Yeah, batted an eyelid. Make sure I got that right. Batted an eye, batted an eyelid. Either way, it's up there. And you can certainly do things that, where you can go as an anonymous person so no one would know who you are. But no offense, when you're turning up there with bodyguards, when you're turning up there with your big old SUV and a cameraman, people are going to be like, who's this? If she'd just rocked up there, baseball cap, jeans, t-shirt, mask on, no one would have given her a second thought. But of course, no, that can't possibly happen. And she didn't speak to any of the parents. But interestingly enough, when a lot of things were coming out, whether it be on social media, the fact that she ignored the parents, a lot of that was coming out. Oh, but suddenly she starts making phone calls to parents. They think we're stupid that they actually don't keep an eye on social media, or their PR team don't keep an eye on social media. Like, for example, no one's seen Lily. No one's seen Lily at the in the whole of the Jubilee. No one actually knows. No one's seen anything. No photographs, no nothing. Oh, look, no, lo and behold, a photograph of Lily suddenly appears. Alleged Lily. They do it. They literally keep an eye on everything. And of course, here we have this latest bandwagon, which she creates again an opportunity to talk about her alleged miscarriage. And I'm sorry, I'm going to say alleged, because I am not somebody that naively believes that just because someone says it, it's true. Like, for example, when people say, yes, Meghan was pregnant. Well, I have seen footage. I have seen with my own eyes things that create me to believe she wasn't. I have seen footage which creates me to believe that in some circumstances it does look like, especially in the harness where she's walking, I believe it was in Canada, the way that leg is flapping around and the way that the harness is kind of half hung on, there's no weight to it. It really, to me, looks like there is a doll in that harness. Now, I'm not saying that anything was used any other time, but again, this is my opinion. And as much as I bring my therapeutic perspective here, I also use this channel to air my opinion. I've always said, use your own thoughts, use your own critical thinking, come to your own decisions. We can disagree. But it feels like she uses every opportunity. You know, she interjects Harry. Oh, my husband and I. And what's it? Had a guttural reaction. The word salad that she uses. It's like she cannot talk as a normal person. You know, why not say, you know, my husband and I were quite upset with this outcome, or, you know, we actually had a very strong reaction to this outcome when we heard it. But no, my husband and I had a guttural reaction. Oh, and Harry's a feminist, apparently. Well, I feel that Harry's very henpecked. Certainly comes across like he might be, where he really does allow her to be more dominant in some ways, and then in others we've seen him become, you know, be a bit more assertive. Well, in the beginning, that's kind of gone by the wayside now. But again, she uses this as a political movement, encouraging people to vote again. You know, and I feel that she just strives on controversy. You know, not only is this another bandwagon she's hopped onto, and it's not even because part of the reason, I believe, why the royal family, I mean, I know there's obviously a logistical reason and a very practical reason, but I think some of it is because when you're dealing with so many different, like with me on the channel, I don't want to go, right, this is what, you know, this is where I am, you know, because then there'll be others that'll be like, well, I'm really upset that you think that way. And that's okay. But, you know, as a therapist, I take on very few perspectives that are solely subjected to just myself. You know, I can say something, but then I'm like, I can appreciate how someone else can see it, and I can appreciate how that person can see something different. And when you are a high profile person, I think to some degree, you've got to be very mindful of what you're talking about, because this is such an emotive subject. In fact, probably one of the most emotive subjects I think we've really talked about for a while, you know, in the media, that's going to create very, very strong, well, we've seen some of the reactions that have come out. I mean, some of them I think are a bit strange and probably don't really help. But so you've got people obviously that are for, people that are against, you know, and they all come out with these, you know, in some, you know, when you're speaking to people that are quite intelligent, with logistical arguments, you know, people that, you know, that make some sense on both sides. And you can kind of go, okay, well, I can see that side and I can see this side. But with Meghan, it's like she doesn't. It's like she goes with whatever is she feels is the flavour of the month. Like, you know, this has been, you know, we're going to go with this. And, you know, and she, you know, whether or not she's been on social media and she's seen the outrage. So it's like, oh, well, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to jump in on that, because I'm going to get, you know, women on side, you know, various women on side. And again, it smacks of what can I do to further my agenda, you know, and we've said that she's going into this kind of political arena, and she keeps dabbling and kind of, you know, skirting around, and then done sort of, you know, like on the talk they did with the other, you know, the elections, she was encouraging people to vote, and then even Harry was getting in on that, and obviously there are a few people that call them out, but there are many people that don't. a lot of people that don't. And and of course, this is where my frustration comes in. It's, she includes Harry, even though Harry's not said anything publicly, but she happens to include him conveniently. And I just wonder if that is, again, going to cause more frustration and more aggro for the royal family, because they are supposed to be, neutral, you can, like I say, you can have your opinion, but when it comes to something like this, I think, you've really got to be mindful of all sides, because, people have personal opinions about this. But she doesn't care. And I'm really getting sick and tired of, this, aspect of they really try to act like they care about people when they really, really don't. So it's kind of a bit of a rant today, I think. I'm just, I'm fed up. I'm fed up. I'm fed up with my head. And I'm fed up with Meghan Markle. And I know that I talk about her, but I just feel fed up today. So I just kind of want to invite you all to be fed up with me. Are you all fed up like me? So, because she just doesn't shut up, does she? And I know that almost seems awful. Like, I feel like everyone's entitled to an opinion, but it just feels with her, it doesn't even feel genuine. I think if she was coming from a real genuine place where she actually gave a damn about anyone, not just women, but men too, then I think I'd have probably wouldn't be so fed up. But she doesn't. She doesn't. And I just think it's very, very sad, again, that she's utilising something that, is causing a lot of, reactions one way or the other. And she's utilising that again to jump on there. What will it be next, I wonder? What bandwagon will she jump on next for 5 minutes and then won't care? So, yeah, so let me know what you think in the comments, guys. It's me saying it won't be a long one. It's been 22 minutes, probably 20 minutes while I've shaved some stuff off, but, still 20 minutes. So, yeah, I'm sorry that my videos seem to be quite long. But thank you for listening. Thank you for being amazing. Thank you for everybody who is joining me here, whether it be just watching the videos, buying me a cup of tea, or becoming a bubble member. I love you all, and I will see you tomorrow for my live with Trev. Yeah. Mwah. Love you. Bye.